So, very good morning to all of you. My name is Rohini Vaishnavi. I represent RV Learning Foundation. RV Learning Foundation works in the areas of women entrepreneurship. We work for the education of underprivileged children, and we work in the areas of employability skills. So, coming to women entrepreneurship, we offer skill development programs like these ones. We also offer one to one counseling, and we basically help and handhold women to start their own business by way of giving them information. There is a lot of information which is not available to them, which could be about how to raise funds, how to choose your business idea, how to ideate, and so that's the kind of support we give to women entrepreneurs. And in the past, I would say about 1.5 years, we have trained and counseled about 500 women so far. And we are on the way to training and teaching more. And our venture, which is into the education of underprivileged children, we have a school which runs in the campus of YMCA University in Faridabad, where we are teaching underprivileged children. And then we also have a scholarship which we have been giving for last 2 years for the terrorism hit people in Kashmir. And this scholarship is given every year in the month of August. And about the employability skills, we have about 50 tie-ups with various educational institutions, which are mostly universities, where we train graduate and undergraduate students on employability skills, make them job ready. And I'm really happy to welcome you all today in this workshop. And now I would like to introduce our speakers. We have with us Sonia Bakshi, and Sonia is the founder of Dance to Fitness, which is a chain of fitness centers across India, and not just in Delhi NCR. And she is a very vibrant entrepreneur, a mother who has been nurturing her business for the last 20 years. And we have invited her specifically to share with us her own struggles and her own success story, and especially also about how she engages, so many thousands of people that are the followers of DTF. So we would like her to share her secrets. So welcome, Sonia. Welcome to this forum.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we have with us Mr. Jyoti Swarup Mohanty. And Jyoti is also a professional. He is a digital marketing expert who has worked for more than a decade. And currently, he is the head of growth of Sync Labs, where he manages the clients of the organization that he works for, and he counsels them on how they can make themselves visible on social media and through digital marketing. So in today's session, I would first request Sonia to share with us her success and her struggles. Sonia, over to you.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, Rohini. So, of course, what I'm going to speak when I talk about my struggles, I think the women taking part in the show would be able to relate to it more, and the men would somehow, they'd be surprised that, oh, really? Do women actually go through so much like this? So I got into this. So I'm basically a chartered financial analyst by qualification. And I was from the first batch of CFA when ICFAI Hyderabad actually started CFA course. So I'm ages back. And I started working for the money market division. And I realized that I was coming back home so late in the night. And I had a little girl, 3-month-old girl. And I realized that, she was getting neglected so much. And my husband was in the merchant navy at that time. So he used to be sailing for about 7 months. And it was just me and her. And I realized she was getting neglected quite a lot. I didn't want to leave her with a maid. I didn't want to leave her with, relatives or parents or someone. I wanted her to be like me completely. I didn't want her to imbibe anybody else's values. So
Right.
one day I just decided I'm going to quit my job. And it was just an overnight decision. And I quit my job. I said, she's first on priority. Everything else will come later. So decided to take a sabbatical, thinking that I would go back into the same profession after some time. Once she would grow up and,
Mm.
life would be more stable and my
Right.
husband's sailing time would reduce, because in merchant navy, once your career starts going up, your sailing time reduces. So
Right.
that was the plan, and I just quit my job. But when she was 1 year old, so I think I had quit for about 8, 9 months. I think that was enough for me, because I was used to working, used to being independent, and not
Mm.
just for earning money. As in, my aim wasn't to earn money, but my name was to have a name for myself, So be known as not Mrs. So and so, be known by my name. So that was my aim. And that's why I said only women will be able to relate to it. Men will actually wonder, what is she saying? Ye bol kya rahi hai? So then anyway, we shifted into a locality, and just overnight, I thought, let me start a gym of my own. So without any background of gym, as in I was so bad with sports and fitness throughout my school and college time, that if I had spoken to anybody at that time, they would be shocked that I am getting into the fitness industry. In fact, I even called my husband on ship and I told him, I'm going to use 1 lakh from your account. He says, yeah, you're sure, go ahead, use it. But what are you going to use it for? I said, I'm going to open a gym. He says, have you gone mad? I mean, you have no experience of gym. You are just not into fitness. I said, well, I'll return the money to you in a year's time with interest. So anyway, then I did that. I opened a gym, a very small gym that I opened, and trained myself. It took almost about 8 to 10 months to train myself in that industry. Of course, that time we had trainers and everybody to handle the clients. But I was always in the process of learning from the trainers and the various courses, the nutrition courses that I did. The learning was always on. So when all this was going on, slowly, I realized that this is not my stream of industry, as in this is not something that I'm really enjoying. So then I started with the aerobics and fitness classes, aerobics and Pilates classes. And I was in partnership with somebody. And then I realized that partnership does not work for me. Things weren't happening too well in the partnership. And then I decided to just go on my own. So roughly about 16 years back is when I started on my own. So of course, I've been in this profession since the last 22 years. And that's when I started a brand called DTF, which is Dance to Fitness. Again, the reason for starting a brand was, see, firstly, you have to realize the right time to start a brand. Earlier, my classes were just running by Sonia Bakshi's fitness classes. Slowly, what started happening is when the demand started increasing, people started calling me up from various other cities and various parts of Delhi. Sonia, काश आप यहाँ पे होते, काश आप हमारे लिए हमारी क्लास ले पाते. And there was nothing like online at that time. We had never thought that we could actually go online at that time. Classes were only physical. That's when I realized that the demand had increased so much that I need to have a brand and now get into the franchise model. So I had trained myself for the past almost 8, 9 years. I was confident of what it is that people want in the market of fitness, and that now I can actually make a brand and actually start running franchise business. So this franchisee business started about 7 years back, and now I have 40 franchisees all over the country, and these are only women oriented brands. And now, of course, before COVID, so I could actually reach out to various people in various cities. That was the main aim of starting a brand. Now when COVID happened, everything changed completely. All this while we used to have people, like people would keep shifting from an area and going to an area where there was no DTF. And they would say, why don't we, come on WhatsApp video call? That was the only thing that we could think of. Why don't you take a WhatsApp video call, and we could also join in the class. And I was like, nahi yaar, ye to bahut mushkil hai. I really don't know how to do that. I mean, technology, I was zero at that time. This is so many years back. And our business at that time, everything was growing by word of mouth publicity. So I wasn't even using any of the social media handles about 6 to 7 years back. Also, there wasn't people weren't so much into social media about 6 to 7 years back. So everything was mostly word of mouth, and word of mouth did well. One lady lost weight, she stepped out of the house, she was an example for 10 more. And that's how we kept getting clients. Now, when 6, 7 years back, when my franchisee started, and when social media came into, when everyone was into social media, I realized that my clientele was using Facebook more at that time, and which I still realized that my clientele is more on Facebook than on Instagram. So for all budding entrepreneurs, it is important to first understand where it is that your clientele is spending time on social media, on which social media handle. If you're marketing yourself on the wrong social media handle, your business will never be able to grow. So my maximum promotion is on Facebook because of the kind of clientele that we have. Half of that is what we do on Instagram, and of course on WhatsApp status and WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. Now, when COVID happened, suddenly everything changed. So we converted the whole brand into online in a week's time. So I remember Sunday was the first day of lockdown, and next
Mm.
Monday, I had trained all the franchisees and converted the whole brand into online. So because we came into at the right time in the industry. Now, what many fitness chains did, they kept waiting for things to get better. They did not strike at the right time. So again, budding entrepreneurs, if you do not strike at the right time, you will lose out. So a lot of big fitness, a lot of chains of gyms, of aerobics and Pilates, Zumba studios closed during COVID because they did not strike at the right time. But we started in exactly a week. Now, because the brand was so proactive, and I was marketing the product and myself and all the franchisees and the whole product and everything on our social media handles. So it actually proved to be an advantage. So over the past 20 years, all these people that I had come in association with, I can't count, maybe lakhs of members I have interacted with over the years. Everyone who had shifted out of where I am, everybody joined in. So as of now, I have people from all over the world except South America. So as in, so we have almost about 4,500 members active at the moment right now on our brand, and they themselves are an example for us. So like for instance, the other day someone was telling me that she's got my number from a Seattle, from a group, a WhatsApp group in Seattle, and they're talking a lot about you, and she says the two of your members are in Seattle, and that's how I've got your number. So what I'm saying, with women with our kind of business, Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp has proved a big advantage. In fact, COVID happened and it proved a big advantage for the brand. But then again, you have to know when to strike. Also, you have to know what is the product that sells, and you have to reach out to the right customers. So there are many people who try to continue with the same product as they were doing during the physical classes. That was wrong. So I'll give you an example. Since we're doing aerobics, of course, we are doing some jumps as well. So when we were in the studio, we could do almost about 60 to 70 jumps at one time because the flooring was good. Now, when we changed into an online model, we could not be doing so many jumps because we're all working out on tiles. We couldn't have asked those members to buy more things because so many people lost their jobs. You couldn't ask them to, buy a band or something like that, or various equipments, or ask them to buy dumbbells or kettlebells, which are used in our studios. So what I did, I changed the product in such a way. We used pressure cooker, we used broomsticks, we used baलन, we used utensils, we used water bottles, we used everything that is there in the house to use as props and make the workout exciting. I mean, this is just one of the examples that I'm giving you. So what I'm telling you, when crisis strikes, you have to know how to change your product, as in maintain the USP of your product, but make slight changes so that your clientele remains excited. And that's what we've been doing. And of course, now, of course, we're starting physical classes also. So now it's a combination. So like I said earlier, our only way of earning was through physical classes. Now we're earning through physical and online classes, combined. So that is one thing which has proved to be an advantage because of COVID. Now, I think when we talk about what has helped me in succeeding and to be where I am right now, is I always researched the market and I found out what people actually wanted. So many people do a different thing. Like, for example, if someone is good in dancing and she feels that, I will start taking dance classes, but the area in which she wants to take classes does not have a demand for dance. And dancing is something which people with two left feet cannot do. Aerobics and Pilates is something with, even if you have two left feet, you can actually follow it and pick it up. So choose a product, bring in a product which will have demand for. It might not necessarily be a product that is trending. So in our industry, Zumba is trending more than aerobics. But in the market, Zumba is trending. So people talk about kya aap Zumba class leti hain. No one talks about the word aerobics because Zumba is more in trend. But we do not do Zumba classes because of various reasons. So we still take aerobics classes. So it's not important to do what is trending in the market. It is important to know what will suit people, what people will actually like, what people will actually stick to. So sell a product for which people will come back to you again and again. Like an example, if someone is taking only yoga classes, the problem with only yoga classes is people pick up the product very soon and they pick it up and then they leave after a month because they feel,
Mm.
"Arey, ab to hum khud hi kar payenge yoga." So your product again should be such that people cannot do it on their own. That if you are missing from the scene, then let's say 3-4 days people can manage without you. But fifth day, they should start yearning for you. So make a product like that. Of course, it takes years to actually decide on a product like that. Now, a big mistake which I see many budding entrepreneurs make these days is they do not have patience at all. They start a product and they immediately want to start growing from day one. And let's say they're good at art and they start promoting it on social media. They give up in 3 months. Arey, kuch hota to hai nahi, kuch bikta to hai nahi. Now that is wrong. When you are an entrepreneur, you have to be patient. If you do not have patience, do not be an entrepreneur. Please pick up a job because it does not require as much patience. You know that from the first month onwards, you will be earning so much. But as an entrepreneur, you cannot be 100% sure of how much you will be earning from day one. So that if you have patience, only then become an entrepreneur. Secondly, you should be passionate about what you do. I mean, so you are reaching out to people who are adults. Trust me, they can see it in your eyes whether you are passionate about your product or not. And if you're passionate about your product, then there is nothing that will stop you from being creative. And that's how you grow in your business. Again, define a USP of your product. To define a USP of your product also, it takes a lot of effort to actually decide what is it that should be the USP. So many people make a mistake in our industry. Of course, I can only talk about my industry. Is they'll start a product and in 6 months' time, they'll get into the franchise model. That is entirely wrong. It takes so many years to understand the product. Also, when you're taking franchisee, obviously you're charging someone from it. How can you even charge money from someone without even knowing what is going to sell? So it's wrong to be cheating someone till you do not actually know what product it is that sells. So that is my way of working. Of course, there are many people who don't work with so much passion. So because they don't work with so much passion, they are not so attached, and it's they just feel kya farak padta hai, paise to aa hi jayenge. But that is not my way of doing business. Maybe because somehow earning money was never my aim when I started, thanks to my husband being in the merchant navy. But yes, if you are somebody who's actually started being an entrepreneur to earn money, I can understand that you're getting desperate to do well. Of course, I cannot relate to that, like I'm saying, because I don't come from that background. Rohini and Jyoti would, I think, be able to talk more about that. That's not my forte. Another thing that I feel is the correct marketing, like I said, that really makes a lot of difference. Now, I've never used LinkedIn, but now I'm quite excited to hear Jyoti, and I'm sitting with a copy and a pen to listen to what Jyoti has to say and know how to use LinkedIn also for my profession. Thank you so much.
Lovely. It was lovely listening to you, Sonia. And I do agree with you that unless and until we don't have passion uh, to take, about the product for which we are taking so much of risk, because being an entrepreneur is risky. So it's very difficult to survive. Myself being an entrepreneur and having started RV Learning Foundation, I've just started 2 years back. So I myself see that every day, first of all, even when you are structuring your product, and as you rightly said, that even firming up your product takes a long time, and that takes a lot of uh, patience. And patience comes only if you are passionate about that thing, because when your child, you are a mother, there are women around here, I am a mother. When your child bugs you and you're a new mother, you don't know how to deal with it, you don't give up because you have to. It's your baby. And in the same way, when you are running a business with passion, it's your baby, and you have to make it float. And the ideas come in a very strange way, like you said, that the idea of a gym was just a random idea, and then gradually you got interested in it. So different people ideate in a different manner. For me, the idea of starting my foundation was uh, women entrepreneurship was basically a very strong motivation for me, because being a mother myself, I gave up my career, which was at its peak. I was heading an international business, heading the marketing of a Middle Eastern company, and it was not easy. But then we have to make a choice. The children definitely have to be given a priority. But then I made it an aim that, because I could feel the pain that women go through when they have to give up their careers. And then there's a time when you want to come back, because now your children are grown up. It's an empty nest. And that's the stage when you
Yes,
think that,
yes,
I
yes,
gave up so much, but now I'm alone. My responsibility as a mother is almost over, though it's never over. But then I don't need to spend so much time bringing up
correct.
children. So that was the motivation for me. So it has to be something which is really very close to your heart. And that's where the passion comes from.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah,
lovely
yeah,
listening to you, Sonia. And
yeah. In
now,
fact, there's just one thing that I want to add to
yeah,
inspire the women entrepreneurs here, that like I mentioned, that in the first year when I borrowed a lakh from my husband and I said I'll return it in a year's time. So that time my husband was in merchant navy, so 5 years back he quit merchant navy, as in touchwood, things are doing so well he doesn't need to work anymore. So earlier I had borrowed from him, and
that's women power.
so 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 he, yes, so this is to all the women out there, that go for it.
So Sonia is the real role model, I would say, for any entrepreneur, and especially for women. So lovely hearing to you, Sonia. Now, I would request Jyoti Swarup Mohanty to now tell us about how we all can use LinkedIn to further our own businesses. Jyoti, over to
Okay.
you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So we'll start directly because I am comparatively much younger to these ladies. So I'm still about to learn about much more of her life. So I'll straight away stick to LinkedIn content. So LinkedIn, as compared to other social media handles, is completely different. We really cannot go live. We cannot post anything. We just cannot use hashtags over here. So we have to be a little careful Because whenever you're posting something on LinkedIn, we just cannot post, we just cannot like, we just cannot share anything, especially who are into content curation. Content curation are people who write content every day on a daily basis. What happens? The basic reason behind it, because what if you're posting daily? I'm not saying post daily, but at least make a habit of post 3 times a week or 2 times a week. Through this, the algorithm, the basic LinkedIn algorithm, what it starts calculating the information from your own profile. The more you write, the more people view and you get the impression. Second logic, the more people like, the more people comment, and the more people share. That's how I'm just going, I'll take you this little more technical information as well so that you're very much clear. Right? When I think the conversation was actually going on, I happened to visit the profile for Mr. Sanjay Anand, right? So what happens, because when you publish something, right? So that's the basic logic. Everybody says, I'm not getting engagement. I post, but I'm not getting job offers. I'm not getting that. Just by making your blank profile won't attract anybody, right? Just liking and sharing somebody's else profile won't make it any fuss of it. It won't make it happen that people will come down to your profile. What is there in your profile? That's much more important. Very, very important. So let me just share my screen. I'll just take you into a little bit detail about it. Basic logic, the first we'll go 5 steps of glory, right? The steps of glory. The steps of glory as in LinkedIn has, I'll just go through a very basic rule. People think the more followers you have, the better engagement you have. That makes sense algorithm wise. That makes really good sense. The more followers you have, the more connections you have, it gives you a push. But it goes the same logic with the Instagram followers. Do not just go behind, blindly just go behind a wrap up on a black band on your eyes and just go blindly behind buying of followers or just putting up, asking people to follow, get connected. No, be very, very careful about it. Be very, very careful while choosing people. That's very important. First step is your 0 to 5K. There's 5,000 followers. We have to be very, very important. Be very crystal clear. 5K, between 1K and the people who have crossed 20, 25, I won't comment or recommend anything. But if you're still building up what I follow and what generally content creators follow, first 0 to 5K are the followers that you should actually follow, or you connect with the people who you think would actually get connect with you. It's not everybody. It's not hook and paste. Somebody is saying you, hello, I saw you. I would like to get an interest with you. I won't pick it up. I really won't. I would need to connect with the people who would actually engage with my content, who would like my content, who share my content, and who was actually curating the content. Just as comparison to mine, or not even, at least if I try to create 3 or 4 times, at least once a week or 2 a week, she should curate the content or engage or share. Because the more content they create, I'll also go and engage, and that is how algorithm identifies your own profile. From 5K, from the 5.1, that and towards the 30K, it has to be more of a follower content basis. Do not blindly accept people, right? People just say, you have a typical message, I like to get connect with you just because of your content. Why? Where have you seen my content? Can you actually tell me where have you seen my content? Can you actually tell me where have you seen me speaking? If you don't know, you just saw somewhere. You went to my profile and I just let you connect with you. Sorry, I won't connect with you. It's very, very blunt and clear. So be very careful, even though after 5K or 30K, you're accepting for people, especially who wants to take content from you, who likes to get engaged from more from you. Your juniors or the people who are in your industry followers, and if possible, add a management people, influencers kind of people that actually help, because those are the people on which content you will also engage, you'll also put in your contribution there, and that becomes a vice versa. So be very, very clear about from connecting people, accepting people, and getting to know them very, very well. That's very important. Do not Just don't connect with the people who are dead on LinkedIn, who are just dead. They just create profile for the sake of it. That's it. So that some HR or anybody else just want to find them over LinkedIn. They are just there. It's like they are just being born and then they are not contributing anything to the world. That's it. Engage with the people who really creates the content. That's it. At least write something that's more important. Out of the 100% people, there are only 1 or 2% categories who actually create the content. Just 1 or 2%. That's the actual fact I'm telling you. If you want to really Google it down, Google it down. There's no problem with that. Then there are certain people who actually gets engaged. That's only 4 or 5% who engages with the content. Engages as in there are 2 or 3 things. I'm telling you, engagement portfolio includes one thing. One is called like, that will give you a certain percentage of hike in pushing your own profile. Then comes comments. The more comments you have, the better algorithmically your profile will actually pull up in the LinkedIn profile more, and it will give you more impressions. More impressions, more views. It means the more people are watching. The best thing is the more shares you have, right? For example, one of my connection who is having around 25,000 followers or 30,000 followers, if he or she shares my post, then that 25,000 followers will actually see my post. It means I'm indirectly getting a viewership of 20 to 20,000 viewership very appropriately because that content I have it and he or she has shared that content very well, right? Then, uh, just give me a moment. Okay, now there are 5 steps for blueprint for LinkedIn to generate leads. Right, so this is how this. Let me go to the next slide. Is first you understand your TG. That's very much important. Understanding your TG, how and where you're able to understand it. That's very important. Is my screen visible to everybody? The PDF file.
Yes, it is visible. Yeah.
So understanding your TG is very important. So in the sense, like, do you want to generate the leads, or do you just want to getting to know each other, or do you just want to create a brand, or you want to get the dream job? That's very important. How well do you want to generate the leads? That's too important, right? So there are 3 categories that we generally tend to follow. How you want to generate the people mostly ask that how do we generate the leads? Simple logic is that what do you want to do in your digital marketing? For example, if you're in a digital marketing or who is having a new straight away for that, the person who's completely a new entrepreneur, what do you want to do there? What are your dream companies? How do you want to get into the job thing? That's how we'll say. I think very few people are into getting a job section. I'll focus more on getting on the generate leads part and focusing more on personal branding. How do you help people? That's very important. How do you help people? What do you want to help them actually you want to achieve for them? How do you do that? That's more important. For example, question the things. I help business generate more leads from using LinkedIn growth hacking. Straightforward. Don't say that I'm a digital marketer. Digital marketing, for example, just telling you for example, mine. If somebody is a doctor, say that I'm a doctor, but doctor in which vertical? Are you into cardiology? You're into physiotherapy? You're a gynecologist. So they specified very clearly that they know that what specifically you're actually doing that. Say that, for example, I help e-commerce brands make more sales using performance marketing. I'm very straightforward. Narrow it down, saying that I use that. I help small startups get more clients using Facebook ads or Instagram ads or TikTok ads. I specialize in for I'm not telling about myself, being very clear what you want to do. How will you help people? I just I'm a digital marketer and a content creator. That's it. What you are doing actually. I help founders manage timely by using my time management formula. That is how you generate leads and you tell. Then only people will come back to you. Okay, fine, you are using performance marketing, but that's the more hype thing that people are talking about it. How will you do that? Are you just for e-commerce brands? You're going for branding, you're going for advertising? No, I only help e-commerce people at the moment because that's the most booming part. That's it. Be very, very clear what you want to say them. Do not say that I help you. For example, I'll take up a case with the people who want to fitness. I'm a fitness expert, but what are you doing? Are you a CrossFit trainer? Are you a Pilates trainer? Are you a gym instructor? Are you a certified personal a trainer? Or you are a group instructor? Specified what you actually do, so that people, good leads will actually turn out to you. It's not like you will get a filtered version. You will not waste your own time. That's important, right? Then about there's something called personal branding. So personal branding and generally it's a kind of a mixed bag. Who are you? Who are you actually? I people ask me now, will you be able to do? People ask me, will you be able to do digital marketing for us? But I'm like, what? Please be very clearly. No, we just wanted to generate leads. What kind of leads you wanted? From which countries you wanted? They are completely blank. If you are blank, how will I be able to help you that? That's how. Your software a developer follows fellows of software a developer who are getting started. You are a digital marketer, then connect to the people who are fellow digital marketers and startup owners. You are an agency owner, get to the potential clients and new and upcoming entrepreneurs, right? For example, for example, I'm going to start my agency. For example, just a hypothetical example. If I start approaching Uber is also a startup. Swiggy is also a startup. Zomato is also a startup who is not into running profits at all till now. I don't know how they're managing it. But if I start approaching them, they'll not give me any scope of work there. But what I'll do, I'll start approaching small startups, 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, so that they have a limited, they're very specific what they want. And this is what's my specific skill. It matches, and there you go. You are a life coach. For example, potential clients, people who are trying to find life coaches for them. Generally, that doesn't work, that this concept does not work in India. If you go on outside, search for the people who are in US, Australia, and Canada. It helps very well. People who are in Finland, they look out for the life coaches very well. That is how we understand the audience very, very well, right? And then that main objective, identify your TG is very important. You are looking for generating leads or you're looking for a personal brand. No, for example, general leads where you really want to go into, for example, real estate. What do you want to do? Real estate? Okay. Branding? No. Content? No. They want just pure sales, get more booking from that. That's it. How? Facebook ads. Generally, real estate, how they want it. How you want to do that? I do Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. That's it. You're very, very clear, crystal clear how you're going to get the leads. You're not following any other proposal. You're not going through content marketing. You're not going through SEO because real people in real estate, they just want the real fruit. So you're very clear. That's it. Objective about being a personal brand. You are a particular CEO. You are an entrepreneur. Be very clear about it. Who am I? Who am I? That's it. What could you benefit from the fellow digital marketer people or new founder a startup? How you want to benefit them and what kind of information you are actually giving them? Is your information given by you as actually worth? That's how it is. How you want to give the information. Then comes, we'll go for the next one. It's called optimize your LinkedIn profile. People say that no, optimizing your LinkedIn profile, how you actually do that? It's kind of a doing an SEO. If people might have heard about SEO, this called search engine optimization. So we'll go for a small search engine optimization for your own LinkedIn profile. So let me just take you and stop the share. I'll take you to the screen to my LinkedIn profile. Okay. Now this is where we are there now. So this is my page, and I'll go and my profile. I'll just give you a small brief, right? So they just from the basic way to actually start. This is called your profile pic. It has to be a display pic that has to be very, very clear. Be very crystal clear. Keep a headshot. That's it. Headshot doesn't needs to be that. You need to be completely suited and you polished. It's not required at all. Is not required at all. Be smart, be clear, and no hanky-panky. You are there at the background is you have a sun, you're standing in a very open shirt, does not look good. Be the professional, kind of a mixed bag that looks accurate, that you are serious about the work. It's not only your look tells everything that. Be serious about work, be more professional that is required. Please avoid casual wears. Please avoid giving a this mark or you are a co-founder. Be more of a casual and professional mix up. There has to be a mixed bag. Keep a headshot, do not take a long profile. Just straightforward. A headshot would actually give you a very straightforward look. Straight, simple, and very subtle look that will actually help you. Behind it is called a banner image. Say it, the banner image should actually say very clear information about who are you. Do not just use some vague lines, making light grows, some philosophical. You're not a philosopher. Everybody is not a philosopher. We are not Shah Rukh Khan. We are not Rohit Sharma. We are not President of India. Please forget it. Let us avoid all this philosophical talk. That's all nonsense. Nothing happens, and nobody actually watches you. That's very, very clear, right? Be very clear. Create a banner. Creating a banner is very easy. Go to canva.com, go to trello.com, search for banners, LinkedIn banners. Just create a horns. You don't need a graphic designer. Just need to spend half an hour, 30 minutes. You'll be able to create this very, very clear. It's not that I'm a digital marketer, so it's very easy for me. It's very easy for you. It's very easy. It hardly costs, even though if you take a free version, you can create this banner very, very clear. Very clearly. Now, canva.com is easy. If you really want me to show it, this is canva.com, right? You go to canva.com and you look for LinkedIn banners. Can you see this? There's so many banners. So many banners. Choose any which suits your business line, which suits your business. Do not pick up random part that won't give you, that looks very cliche, that looks very useless. It won't connect to the people. Use this, it actually helps you out. It very, very much helps you that. And the costing is not much. Canva has reduced to $4.99 per month. We can go to a Starbucks cafe and spend some stupid $380 and get a caramel that a lot of milk and sugar, rather than taking that $380 and invest in something important that can really help you. That's why I tell people say me it's old and orthodox thinking. Might be I'm not so old, I'm not above 40, I'm just around 35, but that is it. Use your money very carefully. People don't know it. Improve the skills, that's it. Right? We'll go again back. Then this is called something I've utilized the thing that most of the people utilize, right? People do search. People do a lot of search. When people approach me over an email that we found you on LinkedIn through a search bar that we're looking for a trainer, we're looking for a growth hacker, I asked them the revert question. How did you actually find it? They told me we did a search and we got your profile there. The reason behind it is that I actually have chosen the accurate keywords. Everybody is aware. I think most of people are aware. What do you mean by keywords? Keywords are the generally words that you generally type in search. Go to google.com, right? When whatever you give an input to look for information, that's called keywords. So use these keywords. That is how people will be able to actually search for you. That's very important. Somehow, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn algorithm is little keeps on changing on the search algorithm. So I cannot guarantee you that you are not there, or I'm not. I'm visible all the time, right? Let me give you a small example, right? If you're looking, for example, if somebody is looking for a, and let me tell you about I'm telling a digital marketer. If I'm going fast, please let me know. If you want me to slow down, please just ping or open your mic and please have that. If I'm looking for a digital marketer here, right? You go to people, click the people, and there you find it. So they have around 7 lakh profiles, right? But being a digital marketer, if my profile is generally not visible in the first or second sheet, I'm sorry, even though Shahid, I'm not able to make up with most of my prospective clients or prospective people, right? So this is how then generally people actually search for it. Now, like if you're looking for connections, I can go for second and third. I'm not looking for here. I'll go for second and third. Then I'll see for digital marketing. Can you see what I've done? This is my keyword, and this is how they are visible. Digital marketer, digital marketer. It is there. Digital marketer, digital marketer. The keywords are actually available on their profile very clearly, very clearly, right? So this is how. Then you go for locations. You really want to specify. For example, I want to go to the United States. Then you go to United States. Then you have lots of filters here. How you want to apply those filters? United States, you are looking for any company, then go for any company. The people who are actually working, and you can say top branded companies or good companies, or the organization that have good brand image. You want to go. You want to have a very specific skills that you wanted, marketing, internet. Use those. You're only looking for English. Use those filter, and open to pro bono. Pro bono are the people who are still working and they give the consulting practice. Then you're looking only for the consulting, and then you apply. So you only get those people. Can you see this? Who provide services? See, you get a very filtered version profile who are there in US. So what I did, I looked my very specific keyword that's there. I'm explaining again so that the technical things are a little clear to you, right? So if I'm looking for a person who's a digital marketer, right, and you connect to those. Why I'm telling you this? Because that is how you have to optimize your profile to be available on the search of LinkedIn. That's the basic aim and ultimate aim I have, and everybody has it, right? Then you look out for people. So I clicked on people, right? And then connections. People do not search in the first connection. They look out for the people who are not connected. That's a basic human psychology. They look out for the people who they have not been connected. They look for outside information. So I look out for second and third connection. Who are first connection? The person who people who are connected with. Second, the second connection are the people who are connected to the people of your first connection. Third connection are the people who are algorithmically and technically connected via all those likes, comments, and shares, right? Then you choose location. This is how we have chosen the location. You can choose multiple locations as well if you really want to drill it down, but I have chosen US very clearly. I have chosen my industry, language, and more deep down filtering is about consulting, right? Now, one thing, I'm not using my premium server. I used to use my premium thing around from last 6 months. I'm not using premium thing. But if you have a LinkedIn premium, you can dig more into it, more into it. So LinkedIn profile is premium a little expensive on most of the pockets. I was using for about 3 years and I stopped it. So let me try the free version of how to optimize it. That is why I'm trying to get more hold of it, right? So that is how your profile has to be visible. Now I'll just go back. Anybody has any doubts, please let me know. I'll be able to explain you very well. Whatever questions you have, please let me know. Right? Then comes down about this is the dashboard, a small dashboard. This dashboard tells you how many on which keywords people are able to search for you. For example, if I'm a trainer, I'm a growth hacker, I'm a head of marketing of a growth, go for here and click on this. You have been searched. Your profile has come into a search November 2nd and 9th, 96 times, right? People are actually searching for me. That gives me a decent amount of number. That's not a satisfactory number, but a decent amount of that people are actually looking for me. I'm coming onto the search, but not so good because currently I'm not being able to active on a complete 6-day content creation spree. So if I get it, then where my search is actually working. Cold Commission, World Cold Commission, Singapore, universities are actually searching for me, or some public relations company are searching for me. Fidelity Investment, who are financial services, I was into consulting with them. So they were actually searching for me. It means that people are looking for my content. But what kind of keywords they actually searching for? Business analyst, founder, university professor, strategist, market. These are the profile people who are actually searching for. So how, on which keywords? Again, I'll go down. Speaker, people who are looking for speaking opportunities. Digital marketer, marketing, yes, they're looking for. Full-time professor, people who think that I might be a good profile for a full-time professor in academic profession, they are looking for me. And something to marketing training, which I'm not looking for it now, but they are looking for. These are the keywords. So these are the basic two keywords which people are looking for me, and my profile is coming up. It's more coming up and up. So this is how you'll be able to analyze. So for me, now my thing is I have to rank on marketing. I have to rank on digital marketing. Those two keywords are my focus. Now I have to improve more into marketing and a head of marketing or a growth hack. Since I'm kind of a growth hack is not a popular keyword, now I have to rank on three keywords. That should be my focus. So this is how you'll be able to realize your own search, how your LinkedIn profile is performing on the other people's search. So this is your own kind of a mirror to you, very clear mirror. And I'm telling you, this is not a premium profile. This is a free profile, which is a complete organic process. So I'm not paying anything. This is just free. So it is all in front of. Can you see that? This is reactivate premium. I'm not utilizing at all. Right. So I'll just go back. Okay. Then who viewed my profile? So this is the thing which I use. Oh, Vipasha Kashyap, the person who is just there. So this gives you my very clear how many people have actually viewed my profile. This has a very clear logic. If what I tend to see whenever I post, whenever I post any content, my can you see that this area 84% increase last week. It means just because I was active from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Friday, Thursday, I missed it because I had meetings lined up. My profile increase, the people are visiting, it has increased to 84% last week. Keep a target of that, it should go more than 100%. More than 100%. I'm giving a very unrealistic, but yes, it is possible if you create content everyday basis. It goes, we need to keep it that it should cross more than 100%, and it is possible. It is possible. There is no hard and fast way it cannot. Then you must be telling that how it is possible to post cross more than 100. I have got it almost around 124%. And it is possible because that time I was very, very aggressive posting every day. It is possible. Since I don't have a LinkedIn premium, so I'm not able to go beyond it. Once I have if I reactivate, I'll be able to see almost 90 days since last 90 days how many people have visited my profile. And then what I do, I connect with them. I generally search. I open the profile, for example, the people who are there. If I see, I'll go through, I'll scan it on my own parameters. Okay, is this the profile? Should I connect with your coordinator? This. No, this is nothing is there. I'm so sorry. Who is the person? Vipasha Kashyap. If for me, I'll be very, very blunt. This profile doesn't looks good to me at all. I'll be very, very blunt to everybody. So even though he or she wants to connect with me, I will never connect. I will never connect. The basic logic, it does not create value for me at all. Or I won't be able to create value. Even though the person is there on my connections, what is the use of keeping into connections? It's very straight simple. I give you value, you give me value. If there's no value, I'm so sorry. I'm not of no use to you. You're not no use to me. Very blunt. It's not Instagram, it's not Facebook. I have 5,000 friends. End of the day, nobody is engaging with you. Please do not keep the concept on LinkedIn for that. Very straightforward, be very honest, very transparent, very blunt. You're not adding value to me. I'm sorry, I'm not able to keep for that. That's it, no problem at all. People might say I might be rude. It's okay, there's no problem. It's okay. Let them think about it. If it actually pinches them, they'll start polishing their content. At some of the day, they are working on their profile just because of me. Might be a good thing for them. Right? So then I go back and I little drag it down. And then this is my post views, the last post view. If I see there are around 93 comments and around 510 likes or whatever it is. And then see at 2964, it's the very least minimum. Least minimum. 2964 is not a good number at all. Since I'm not able to engage with much of people because of the official commitments I have it. But I tend to keep a target of above 10,000 views. Keep a target of 10,000 views per post. Per post. The basic logic about LinkedIn algorithm, the moment you post or you post the content within 1 hour, the first initial 1 hour, for example, you posted around 10:58 a.m. in the morning until 11:58, that one next 1 hour is very, very crucial for that post. If people are started getting engaging within that first hour, likes, comments, shares, and other things are actually happening, then it will start populating on the other people views as well. So start going up, 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 up. But if there is no interaction, LinkedIn algorithm will automatically kill your post. It will not be visible because it is not useful for them at all. People are not getting interacted, they are not viewing it, so there is no use of it. So that's it. There is no value to LinkedIn algorithm. They'll kill it. It will not be visible. You will not get it anywhere. Let me
Can I
show you.
can
Yeah.
I ask a question? So you say that in the first 1 hour, the views should actually reach the peak. So what are those tips and tricks? How should the content be?
I'm coming into it. I'm just coming into it. I'll just coming after 15 minutes for that. Right. So for example, I'll just show you very, very clearly what happened. So if you can see 2964, around 93 comments on this thing, then I'll come down. I'm telling you, being a content creator, this is a very low margin. This is a very low margin. I've seen people, I follow people whose viewership is around 1.5 lakh. And that's what I aim to inspire. Now, 1.5 lakh, something people like Weber, some people like Gary Vaynerchuk. So they have viewership like anything, 2.5 lakh, 3.5 lakh views, and people engage with them. Of course, they are leaders and they create the content very well. And then I come down 236.496, and then let me show you a profile. See, 63 comments for 619 views. Dead is not there. Comments are there, likes are still a decent, very decent amount, but views are not there. It means this is not functioning. This is not working. You really cannot predict LinkedIn algorithm. You might be thinking that I spoke about something about IIT. They create good people or they create entrepreneurs that tag people. I did not got much of a views. I did not got, say 28 views, nothing at all. 128, not happening at all. Something, you get a good likes, but views are not there. Not at all. But at some point of time, what happens? Let me just go down. 227 comments and around 400 likes, but the views are good. 14,000 or decent amount for about around 14,000, something like that. You really cannot predict how well it is that. You just have to be consistent in creating the content. That is how you measure and predict. The basic benchmark of the viewer or the views. Views mean how many people have watched it, how many people have seen it, have read the content. And then the basic benchmark is 10,000. If it is not coming across it, the content is not good, or you're not able to convince people to see the content. It's a very simple basic rule. So no matter people might be getting 10,000, a very huge number. If you're not able to cross it, it's just like board exam. You have 33% is the minimal, so 10,000 is the minimal. If you're not able to cross it, your content is not working well. You're not able to convince people. You're not a good salesy person. I'm so sorry. Same goes to me as well. If I'm not able to perform well, my manager will kill me at that time. Straightforward. Right? Let me go back. This comes as a featured section. So featured section, block it away where you have some profile have a direct website. If I don't have a website, of course I need to allocate that amount of huge amount of time to work on that. Here what you can take the benefit is that If you are into consulting, or if you are into freelancing, if you have a own business, use this space very, very beautifully. This gives you kind of a direct, kind of a website fee, right? If somebody is clicking it up, it opens it up straightforward. That post is getting open up, right? But what you can give a direct link to your website, direct link. Give a website or book a call over here. Simple as that. There is no harm. Book a call so that people get to know you well. You don't lose a chance to that. That people search for you, they go through email ID. That's a long process. The time has come that people should contact you directly. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a book to sell, if you have an online program already done and prepared for the pay, they just need to pay. Put it up over here. People earn a lot. They yield a lot from this featured pattern. It helps you a lot. If you are being featured in a magazine, push it over here. If you are there in an article, push it over here. If you were mentioned in any public relations or anywhere, newspaper agencies or any interviews or a TED Talks, push it over here. That's the branding you're doing for yourself. I'm not telling you're doing a show off, but what's the harm in being telling people where you have been mentioned? There is no harm. Why you want to keep it hiding that I was there in some of the interview or TED Talk? I want to show. Show it off. There is no problem. Let people know who are you. That's the basic, right? Then come. This is all about your activity. There's one more thing about LinkedIn. People buy followers. Please do not do that. People do buy followers. The tools are available, even though it is very true for Instagram. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Please do not buy followers. LinkedIn is a very sharp tool that will identify that thing. Because what happens when you buy those followers, there's a sharp increase within a very small amount of time. Because your profile, if even though if you're a content creator, the followers increase slowly. They do not increase sharply. But if you buy followers within a span of 24 hours, if my followership is 6303, it will immediately push up to around 2000. LinkedIn algorithm will get to know and they'll ban your profile without even indicating you. And you'll kill yourself professionally. Straightforward. Please do not buy LinkedIn followers. It's a strict no-no from me, and I recommend people sometimes who are good people who are the management level. It has happened with the people that they buy tools and then their profile get killed. So I highly recommend not to buy any of the tools there. People do a mistake, and I have a very low followers. Do not blindly go for followers. Create content to slowly increase. It's okay. Then this is this is something about the people who are a little bit on a good storytelling session. Explain yourself very well. Explain. Inclusion of keywords. Explaining about yourself. Telling about yourself what you have been doing it. So this is a storytelling format. I slowly posted toward my skills in digital marketing and I ended up giving out my email ID so that people can contact me directly. This is a very, very important section. This area is very, very crucial. One thing that converted into a storytelling session. It might be sound a little boring kind of thing, but when people see this, they get to know your skills automatically. That you are a good storyteller, you have a good copywriting skills, and you can write good content for us. It's an indirect hint to the consulting or to your clients who are looking for you. So this thing actually can give you a very good storytelling proposition to the client that, okay, this guy can work for us. So it's an indirect hint that yes, you can perform well. So please work on it. Just do not write, I am this, or Jyotish Mohanty had 10 years experience. People know that. It's okay. We don't need to show that. People automatically come to know that. Jyotish Sharma have decade years of experience that this, and he has worked on this. They know it. उसके बाद क्या? After that, what? After what? It goes in the mind of everybody, but people don't tell that. यार दिख रहा है, आगे तो बताओ आप क्या करते हो? What are the skills? Is it visible? No. So it's an indirect kind of a clear mirror to the client that yes, my storytelling is good. Please, I'm open for the consult. Then we'll go down. People Generally what I've seen is most of the people, they just use this and they do not describe what they do. They do not. Please describe your job. You're working somewhere, you are putting your 10 hours a day, almost your half of your life in that. Mention it very clearly what you are doing there. During this, there's a small strong point for this, because this gives that people will actually know that where are you actually working, what are you actually working. If I'm good in paid campaigns, people know that. Many people are not good in creating landing pages, but yes, I'm working on it. I'm telling people there's no problem. I'm handling both online and offline marketing as well with the media and PR. If I'm doing it, mention it very clearly. What's the harm in that? No matter if you, even if there are lots of job changes, it's okay. There is no problem. Even though you are a CEO, whether you're a co-founder, just the tag will not do. I'm so sorry to say that I'm being very blunt. Even though if you're CEO of Zomato, just the tag won't do. If you're a HR, you're working from last 10 years, I think that lady just celebrated almost on 10 years down the line with them, with the Zomato. Just tag that you're working as of last 10 years or head of growth, this thing will not work. Just mention very clearly what you have been doing, even though you're just in a team management level, but you are doing great. What's the harm? Bullet points very clearly. Straight away. There's no harm into that. If I go down, yes, straightforward. If you're working that, give it a very small part. I was involved in digital marketing, then only a few things. Yes, I was in a limited portion, but yes, what I was doing. Then this is my part-time. Yes, I was doing a consulting basis. Straightforward. I have tried to explain each and everything, whatever it has been. I bifurcated this. I had two profiles there. So as a resource person, what I was doing, as a digital marketer, what I was doing. Very clearly. So that this is in a kind of a website for the outer world. This is a CV that most of the people now don't prefer CVs. They ask for it, but if this is there, they don't even need to ask. They will just call up, can we have a call with you, and just go for a Zoom call. Why do you want to share a profile and a CV? It's a digital world now. You don't need a CV for that. That's just my opinion, right? And then comes what happens. Education. I believe in making it very clear what I have been there. Then come licensing and certifications. People do have, for example, if I talk about people who are into fitness, people who are doctors, of course they have licenses. Everybody has it. So just take a digital copy and paste it over there. I'm not telling you just a matter of a show up. It's a kind of a branding tool, just a stamp. Okay, you are done. For example, I'm working for a doctor to his neuro done something. I don't remember the very medical terminology. He had done something for a advanced, some technical course from New York or US, and he published over there. So that became a USP for that doctor. Very well USP of that, because based on that certification, we created lots of content for him and helped him getting lots of queries for his clinic. It helped him a lot. So there's no, I'm not telling hard and fast rule, but if it is there, use it. It helps you to give you a good branding purpose for that. Then comes skills and endorsement. Uh, Endorsement helps you in the proposition of your part of a SEO search, because the more people endorses you, the better it is for your search part here. People start endorsing you for that. Then you have recommendations. Even though if I received 23 and I'm given 8, the more recommendations you have, uh, people will have a second opinion thought, okay, fine, these people have contacted. They might contact this person and ask about my work, my consulting, or my kind of style of working, and they might ask him. I will get a good positive response. I'll have my 50% work would be done in advance before even client approaches me. Now that's a part of a optimizing profile, right? Now we'll go, is there anything that I need to explain that I can come back to it? Anybody has any doubts, please let me know. It's okay. I'll be very crystal clear.
I just want to know, Jyoti, that when you talked about people who searched you, sometimes what I experienced is that people who are searching for me, I don't really want them to search for me. So how do I make my profile such that I'm searched by those people, those profile of people who I want to?
Uh, Somehow, unfortunately, that's not available. But if you think that a certain person or certain profile should not,
No, not person. I mean the profile. Say I want to be searched by NGOs, but
uh,
I'm being searched by salespeople. Just
okay,
giving an example.
unfortunately, that is not available for LinkedIn. That technical thing is not there. So we really, because we cannot play around with the algorithm. Algorithm keeps on changing depending on your content, and that we cannot avoid.
Okay.
So the more thing you have a key, but main thing is all about profiling your whole profile and the keywords inclusion. That's more important. How
Okay.
beautifully you design it, just like a website. Just they need to make it like a website so that everything is crystal clear to them. So that somebody is even approaching you, your 50 to 60% work is automatically done and it is saying about it. That's called profile optimization for LinkedIn. Since it's a free profile, this is how you can do that. But if you have a premium thing, then you have more access. Like how many people have viewed your profile, how many people have actually seen profile, how many views more are there. So you have a deeper insights for the profile. If everybody has a affordability and they want to, it hardly costs you around 2,200 per month if you go for annual subscription. It helps you a lot. I recommend people, but that all depends on the people,
Thank you.
right? So
Jyoti, I have a question.
yeah, please.
What I'd like to know is how do we decide what is the correct time to post?
Correct time to post is it has exactly, for example, 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m. And Mondays are not the good days because Mondays everybody is occupied, everybody is busy compiling last week work. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the best days to post. The best time is around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then you have around 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. The logic behind is Tuesdays, most of the people are little bit over the line from the work and they open the LinkedIn on a very general profile. They keep a tab open,
Okay.
right? And they see what's happening, what's not happening. Monday, everybody is packed up. Friday, most of the people are in a light mode and they're trying to wrap up the work for the weekend. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 to 10 a.m. and rest is 1 to 2:30 p.m. Between 3 p.m. That can work very well to get the better engagement and viewership, right?
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we'll just go for the next thing. That's your play the connection game. Uh, Connection game is generally is like how many people you're trying to actually connect with them, right? So clean up your profile. That's very important. Do not just keep everybody with you. Analyze who is in your connection. Compare it to your TG decided on your first date. Remove everyone else who is completely irrelevant an hour. It might look rude, but it is better for your own self. Be little bit selfish on those areas. It's okay. There is no problem. I'm not telling you to remove your friends or colleagues you have been worked so far, but I'm telling you on the people who are not useful. That's the only thing I'm telling you. There is no harm in connect with your exact target audience. Straightforward. Connect. There is no harm. Whoever you want to connect, just connect with the target audience. There's some small tips for example. Always have a custom made template. If I go to a LinkedIn, people generally say, I would love to connect with you over a LinkedIn profile. Dude, this is a LinkedIn profile. This is a LinkedIn platform only. So why do I connect with you? What is the benefit for you and me? But I would like to connect with those people who say that, hey, Jyoti, now I love the content published on this date, and you spoke about this content very well, and I engaged it. Let us get connected and take the things ahead. So I know that this person saw my profile and some content, and that's the actually valuable thing that he wants to act on. You met somewhere else. Somebody raised Jyote, I met on one of the conferences at this when you spoke well, and I through this particular conversation, our business can come into the future, and we would like to help you, or we can share valuable information. That makes a sense. But some people just send information, just connect. भाई कुछ तो भेज दो. Sense something. Have you seen me somewhere? Have you watched somewhere? Have you get got engaged to my content? Where just sending connection in my won't make sense. Won't make a sense. Why should I accept you? That's the main reason. Do I know you? No. Some people even say that, okay, Jyoti, we got, I spoke to you through this. This is my common friend, and this is a common connection, and we would like to connect with you just to get engaged to your content. Okay, right, no problem. Most welcome. But just sending I like to get connected with you LinkedIn, no, I'm so sorry. No messages. That's very cliche. Do not accept that. Do not send. Straightforward. Do not accept those people who are just connect. Over. Might be very good a program on a Facebook that doesn't have a message thing, but not on LinkedIn. You have to be very accurate and very choosy about your own thing. Then generate leads, the connection game. This is where for generating leads 0 to 5K, only your target audience. That is it. Nothing else. Push very hard. Beyond this, I'm not going to accept anybody. Only your target audience. Who are your target audience? That's important. Now, target audience, everybody has a different perspective. Then 5 to 30K, right? Remove active users who have high chances of engaging with the content. Only keep those. 30 to 40%, 50% is like active users who have high chances of getting engaged with the content, and rest who are there as your friends or your family or whatever. If you're building personal brand, keep a mixed jar. 0 to 5K, add a mixed jar for juniors and seniors in your space. No need to enable up or follow only. There's one more thing that after 5K followers, there's an option called follow, right? So enable that thing. That's you go to Google. It's very simple. Just enable follow. Do not keep the connection button. That's it. Do not keep the connection button. Everybody does not go and there's a tab behind it. If you go and click, then you connect. Let the people follow you. It's okay. And then it all depends on the content, what kind of content you're trying to flow. There you go, and how to build up that thing. Right. Then there are some awesome connection sources, right? You go to the group, you have lots of group there. I'm connected in various groups there where you actually go and meet the correct people. It might look a little tidy because you might be thinking that this might take a long procedure or to spend 4 to 5 hours in a day, just 1 hour a day. That's it. That's 1 hour a day. I generally spend around 2 to 3 hours a day because I'm very active and getting generate leads for my organization, for my consulting as well. So I generally recommend that instead of Facebook, please don't be offended. That's my own personal opinion. Instead of Facebook and Instagram, if you get focused more on LinkedIn purpose, you will get more money. The more money munching machine is LinkedIn. According to me, I might be for different people. According to me, more minting money is about LinkedIn because the kind of if I'm able to get 1.5 lakh out of Instagram, I generally the 10 amount of money, the thick amount of money is around 10 lakhs on LinkedIn. And that depends completely on the industry. So I'm talking about the industry wise. In my industry, LinkedIn works beautifully for me. It won't work in a Instagram pattern because Instagram is completely different. There's something called I follow OPN, right? Open Pen Network. So let me show you the okay. This is the pattern here. So if I say let me say fitness experts. right? You have tabs here, then you go to group. There you see lots of people there. You can join them, 17 members, 12 members of Fitling and everything. Now, for example, if somebody is into, I think one of the doctor is actually there, I think she's into physiotherapy. So pardon my, if I'm into physiotherapy, sorry. And if I go to groups, so sorry, there is no groups at all. You can see a lot of people supposed to 47.2. Imagine the kind of engagement you will get, the kind of actual like-minded people you will have in this particular community.
Sorry, Jyoti, can I ask a question since we are on physiotherapy?
Yeah, please.
If I was to join a group like this, I am engaging with like-minded, but this is not lead generation.
Yeah, I'm just coming into that.
But does that, and my question is, does this lead to lead generation in any way?
Yes, it would, because what happens if I open this up? Oh, okay, now if I do a request for that, and this is just one of the hypothetical group I'm talking about. Once you join there, what happens there? Once you start curating content over there, whatever content you're putting up in your own general profile, and once you take up the same content and push it over here, people will start taking you as a kind of a leader, thought leadership person in that particular arena. So once you create the content regularly and you also need to engage with others' content as well. So that it's a vice versa, right? Once you connect or engage, like, comment, or share on other profile, people will start coming back to you as well. So the more people connect with you, the more push you will get towards your profile. It will be more visible, and the more visible you are, the more chances of getting the leads is higher, is very, very higher.
So there's one thing. So when I'm looking at leads, I'm looking at leads to build up a practice.
Yeah.
Now, which means that this is not my target audience. My target audience is people who have issues which need physiotherapy treatment.
Okay.
Now, through all this that you've explained so far, how does it lead me to my target audience?
For you, in the matter of target audience to meeting up that thing, in the case of physiotherapy, let me just get into that only. So if you're talking about physiotherapy, you have to create the content getting into the needs of the what problems are people are actually facing it. I'm not very much clear about physiotherapy problems, what the problem areas. So once we create the content for the problem areas and then you push it over there, the people will actually feel that this is the genuine person who is actually suggesting it. Once they ask you a question there and then you answer them. But if I use my little bit little bit kind of a business thing, I'm not giving complete answer to them. You're just suggesting a certain point of view, and rest you keep an open-ended question. So for the next thing, then you connect to us. That's it. Even though if I talk about my consulting part, if I give a lots of content on a SEO is one of the vertical of that. I also give about content about social media. I do not give a complete 100% information. It might look a little knacky, but that's the only hook that we have to apply. I give good information. I try to give good information. People like the way we write the content, and then they ask, okay, do you think this is what the good content you have been churning on? So do you think that you'll be able to write this content as well, just for our company as well, or just for a speaker kind of thing? And then the talks go on. And also, matter of the fact is that we also need to, there's something called open, right? So we open network. So open network is something like that. Just let me come back. I don't know if you might have heard about it. There's an Indian called Neil Patel, right? So he is like a guru in digital marketing. Right. So what happens there? So this is one of the person I generally heartily follow him. So what I do, so generally, if I go to his any of the profile, that takes a lot of time. So there are 19 comments here, and there's a good number of people who have liked it. So what I do, I click on this, and then I see how many people have actually liked it. Then I go to this area, I open this and screen this profile very well, and then I connect with these kind of people, because these are the people who are actually active, and they will actually give you a very good push to your post very well. And when you have a good post, if the content is very genuine and very good, these people connect there and they engage them, and then your things get populated. So it people don't believe in getting the leads through content, but that's the best way of doing free of cost generating leads. Of course, it takes time on that, and in India's or generally in South Asia, it happens. But people believe that it takes a very long time, so it is a matter of 6 to 8 months or 1 year. But after 6 to 8 months, your value and your image, the brand image, is very strong. People will never ever doubt on you that you're doing a they have an opinion to take a second opinion on that. So I generally tell people focus more on content, leads will automatically churn up. Yes, for that we have to do a little things like this as well, connecting with people and engaging with their own content and getting to know with them. So that's also important rather than just churning out the content. We also need to analyze how well we have performed. That is one of the things. I hope I was able to answer
Yeah,
you.
yeah, partly, but I will connect with you later on, maybe on a one-on-one.
Sure, no
I
issues.
don't want to take up the group's time. Thanks.
No issues with that. Okay, so I will just come on that now. Now comes one of the very important factor. People say that create high quality content. What is high quality content? This is like an oxygen to your LinkedIn profile. If there is no highly content, there is no use of optimizing your profile. There is no use of connecting to the people. This is where that is where people say why content is more important, because what are the reasons why people should create content? 90% is dead audience. That's a real fact. 6 to 8% engage in your content, and then only 1 or 2% are the content creators. This is a fact I'm telling. Maximum 2%. There is just that. Only 2% will create content. Take my words. 1 or 2% create the content. 6 to 8% engages. 90% is dead audience. The people who just create the profile and they're happy in their own world. Don't be that. Let's not do that. Right? Then there are. I'm just coming now. We're coming on the types of content. The first filter I'm coming up. There are two types of content. One is your own profile that you regularly do it, and there is something called for other profile. So what happens that if I put, I mean, I showed you the Neil Patel thing, comment there, right? Means comments on other profile with an absolute good comment to get likes on your own comment and get more visits. What happens into that? For example, of course, Neil Patel is one of the various highest influencer, and not in India. I'm talking about the world. If digital marketing, it is Neil Patel, something like that. So if I'm commenting on that, and if he's reverting me onto that content, people will actually take me as a very good connector or a thought leadership person. That this guy has put a kind of a mall into a particular question part. So if the Neil Patel is reverting on my comment, it means I've actually added and I'm noticed in his own thing that this guy has commented has really been doing very well. A good comment has come up. This guy has something. So there is a niche that I have created in over there in the complete comment section. And the people who are liking that, my comment, connect with them. It might look a little technical, but this is how we do it. connect with those people. There is no harm into it, right? And then one of this create content that goes viral. People ask for consulting. There is no written concept that goes viral. Whether it is very true thing about your digital marketing. People say, yeah, ज्योति कोई ऐसा content बनाओ जो viral हो जाए. नहीं हो सकता है कुछ. Till then we don't take up any celebrities or they perform on Twitter. It does not happen like that. There is no formula. That only thing is that consistency is the biggest growth. Straightforward. The more consistent you are, the better is. You will never get what you can expect from something. Sometimes I had around one of the posts that performed very well, that immediately within 2 hours the reach was 54,000. I that shift the post was shared on 24 people and did not never expect it. I tried to create same type of content next day. I hardly got around 7 to 8,000 views. That's it. So you cannot assume what will happen. Then comes types of content. Something like stories, right? For example, if I talk about Sonia Bakshi, right? The way she told about her story, and if it is there and there is some learning and value to it, and she posts on the link, and there are lots of followers, it has a very, very high chances of getting good comments and good engagement on that, right? Also, this is a lot of things that happens on LinkedIn. That's a very sad part. Anybody should not copy anybody else's story. No faking up. That happens a lot of time on LinkedIn. For example, one of my colleagues, he created a good story profile that was actually from his own life experience. That got copied by the 4 or 5 people to get the same content, line by line, comma by comma, full stop by full stop. And next day, then we all said that this is what people are actually doing it. And then what he did, he took up the screenshot and posted on the LinkedIn. What happened? Nothing else. They lose respect. Nothing at all. The profile gets banned and nothing happens. So we all tend to be journalists and be very true. If you can't create stories, wait for it. It takes time. There's no problem, right? So if the story is genuine from your life experience, I'm not telling it's only about the complete story from childhood to the young age. It can be anything. You're driving in a particular Uber car, there might be a good story that you heard it, and you post it and connect with the good thing or connect with the learning. Straightforward, it's okay. You're walking in a street, you had a good experience, tell to the thing, this is how it happened. No problem into it. Second kind of content is case studies. This has to be very accurate with your facts, the percentile, and the kind of sources you have it. That gives you very accurate story. That especially into the consulting, and especially into the advising or the advisory or PR advisory, it helps a lot. The case studies generally help you and give sources, give links, give true facts. Not even if it is 2.4%, it should not be 2.5%. 2.4% is 2.44% accurately. Calculate, it takes time, and then publish. And please, if possible, tag correct, accurate people, correct, accurate organizations so that they get to see, okay, this is what is happening. Because what happens in the case of case studies, if I'm working on a case study on Zomato, and if I write something, if I tag the owner of the company and the HR of the company, they will see to it. And if they comment on your thing, I'm 100% damn sure that it is going to be viral. It is going to get very good views for that. So strong point, because they know that somebody has worked on my company and it has come out good. And if they comment, make them comment, do well, or just send a small message. This is what I've shared. If you want to just contribute your comment there, it will be great. If they do it, it's okay. If they don't do it, if they do it, it's good for us. So don't do it. Even if the share, you get hell lot of views over there. Third is called trend jacking. Trend jacking, generally what happened, I don't know if everyone might be aware now that Nika got listed in NSE, right? So that became one of the kind of a case study as well. And that became kind of a trend jacking as well, especially focused towards women entrepreneurship. So people are using that thing. I'm not telling in a wrong way, but in a very positive way. There was a firm called Freshworks that got listed in New York Stock Exchange. So that became talk of the town on LinkedIn. Freshworks, if you search it will be there. Freshworks that got listed last month only. So it was covered by Shraddha as well. She's the CEO of YourStory.in. So it got lots of coverage, lots of coverage. People wrote many things in it. People got many views, many comments, and the engagement was huge for that. Huge, huge, means huge. Something about and trend jacking also to avoid about political views, to avoid about celebrity views, to avoid about religious views, to avoid about where please not pick up topics from Twitter because it can be harm. It can turn against you as well. So that's kind of a third thing. Then some fourth is something like voice your opinion. If you think it is wrong, say it. There is no harm. There is no harm. If there are a lot of people saying that no, I'm voicing my opinion, you'll get harsh comments. It's okay. There is no problem. And the end of the day, your profile and you are getting limelight for that. And yes, whatever you are saying is right. That's important. If you have a good facts, voice it, say it with a good content and story kind of thing, and then publish it. People will definitely engage with your own content. They're not going to kill you for that. For any kind of content, there are people who will be against you. There are people who will be good with you. It's okay. There's no problem. There are people against me. What happened with me as well, I was all, it made me do withdraw the content from that. I almost got almost 2.5 lakhs views of that. But somehow I had not mentioned that name of the company or the owner. The owner requested that please move this content because this is going a bigger way. It happened when I voiced my opinion. So I had to withdraw that post and I had to delete that post somehow. But that became a huge burden for the company and the owner as well. So after that, I got a lesson that okay, voicing my opinion, but have to support some of the content with the supporting part as well. Not completely very brutal. That's why I got my learnings. I'm just sharing with you. So we have to be a little bit careful as well. So four kind of stories, four kind of high quality content. One is stories, being very careful, not to get jacked, not to take up other stories as well, not to copy and leverage your story very well. It helps you a lot because the more storytelling kind of content you get it, the better it is for your profile. Second thing is case studies. Then comes trend jacking. Trend jacking, pick up any topic that is actually available, which is actually creating a buzz in the market. Pick up that thing, create a content and write it. Because what happens, that's called of a because that thing is spicy hot in the market. You're telling something, people will notice that. That's generally a market trend. Voicing opinion, of course, be very, very, very careful. That is my personal recommendation. It can turn up against you, so be careful about your language, about your vocab, and about tagging people. Avoid tagging people, especially in voicing your opinion, and usage of sentences and the kind of language and the tone you're using. So that you have to be very, very, very careful for that. Then okay, there are something called perfect LinkedIn post. So a perfect LinkedIn post is something like that. That is also being noticed by LinkedIn algorithm as well. So I'll just give you a small example. Let me share the screen with that. How does it help? So let me go on this. Okay, just give me a moment. Where is the thing? See all activity. Post. Okay, now we got it. Okay, so what happens is that somebody got a comment. Okay, almost about to come to the final thing now. There are certain things that to avoid. Please do not write in a paragraph format. People are bored of getting into paragraph format stuff with lots of things. Make clear one line, straightforward, clear. Give a space, write one line space so that it is easy for. That's the human psychology. So we got to take the benefit out of it. Use the human psychology so that within first 20 seconds, people are able to read your post. That's it. A human has, I don't know how many people agree, within 30 seconds, when you read something, people get bored. If it is long, they'll leave it. It's not a video. If it is a kind of a textual content, it has should covered within 30 seconds. That's it. And how will you make it clear? One line space, one line space, one line space. That's it. Be careful about your vocab. Do not make any mistakes, even though it's especially the biggest blunder people make is spelling error. If you have a spelling error, people will comment on you and they will rip you apart. It has happened with my lots of colleagues. Do not make mistakes onto that. Now, there's something called hook and how Lindem algorithm. Can you see this C mode in most of the posts? C mode, right? So if you see the C mode, right? C mode. The more people click on this C mode, the Lindem algorithm will automatically detect that people want to read your content. They read the content. So if I go there and see more, yes, the more clicks on that see more, it means the Lindem algorithm gets indication that people want to read more. It means your content is good and people are viewing it. We need to show to more people. And that's how it actually works. It actually works, right? Also, make sure that please do not write long form of content stuck together. Keep a line straightforward. Third thing, right? If you're writing a kind of a story or if it's a straight post content format post, give a small introduction, give a hook line, right? Give a hook line. For example, here the SEMA word, dream job is a fantasy or is it a fact? Let them think, is it really a fact? Dream job is a fact. What are the qualities that make a job perfect? Then, hey, there was a see more. When okay, now so dream job is a fact. Let me see what the qualities. Then they click. This is how then you create a story, hook, and then conclusion. That is how we have to create the content. That's the beauty of copywriting. Uh, People get slowly, even though I took time. I took a lot of time. People get used to it. No, do not leave that effort that I'm not doing content. No problem. Hire people to write content. It's a small content, hardly 3,000 characters. It's okay. Hire people. It might not be a very high costing for you. Have people that they'll write content, they'll engage with that. That is one of them. Second thing, if you're going live is that answer question people. That's very important. Third thing, if you're giving a kind of a PDF or a thing, the last image should be your your profile link, or in the comment section, just write for more profile, for more detail. This is the website you can visit. I'm again repeating it. If you really want to give a link to your website or to a kind of a CTA, that's called call to action. Call to action means what action do you want to take for the people? What you can do, you can just give the complete content here, and you can write the first content. You can mention over here anything else. Be my guest. For more for link, please see the first comment and like it. That's it. In a way, what you're telling people, the more they like, the like version, the first comment will be on the upper portion. I'm talking about the technicality of the LinkedIn algorithm. People will click on that and they'll go to the complete wherever you want to take them, to website or getting a book a call or whatever it is.
Jyoti, can you repeat that? You said that if you want to give a link to your website or the call to action, that
Yeah,
should be the last part of it.
that should be the last part. For example, if I say anything else, be my guest, then I'll write for more details. Please see the first link, the first comment, and like the comment. That's it. For example, I'm just telling you the fact. This is one of the person who are just some one of my known ones. The first comment should be your link where you want to take them, and this tells them very clearly for keeping this content live on them. Just like this first comment and click on the particular link. So what happens? You're indirectly taking them to the page where you want to. That's called CTA, call to action. That helps a lot. That 90% of the time works very, very well. Very, very well. Without even saying verbally to the people, you're telling people, come to me and let's talk. What's the harm? Right? Also, you can insert that, but you have to, the person has to be very, very careful in this content. Within that content, also, you can give the link of your website or where you do not keep the email ID, link of the website. That helps a lot.
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
Um, okay, can you help with understanding of hashtags? Okay, hashtags. Hashtags say that do not use more than 5 hashtags. LinkedIn algorithm does not work well with the hashtags. So hashtag, just do not choose any hashtag. The hashtag has to be in accordance with the content. So do not cross more than 5 hashtags. That's it. No matter how good the content is, no matter your influencer, do not go more than hashtag, because hashtag does not play a good role in LinkedIn algorithm. That's very true fact. That also does not work on Instagram. People think that it works using 50 hashtag will give me more searches, but that is not the case for Instagram. That's a very misconception that people have. So do not use anyway hashtag. Use hashtag that is very accurate to the content. That's it. No problem.
All right. So
Main,
for example, all
yeah,
right. So
please.
for example, you've written here dream job, growth, work. So
Hmm?
I mean, where does it help? I mean, why have you written this?
Okay, for me, let me explain to you. My dream job is that, right? This is the keyword, dream job. So I'm relating to this area. Growth. If I have a dream job, no matter what the dream job is, if I get a dream job, fine, I'll have a growth. Even though if I don't have a dream job, just working, just work with concentration, just work with full efforts, and you will grow. Anyhow, you have to work. So work.
Yeah, I understand. But then, how does it help the audience? I mean,
Uh,
why? I mean, why in general hashtags?
okay, general hashtags. For example, can you see this area? Let me show you the hashtag area. So your question is, you're asking for the why the general hashtag, why not specific hashtags? Is that the question?
So I'm not clear on how does LinkedIn use hashtags,
Okay,
and
LinkedIn
why do we? I mean, how does it help us to put that in our posts or somewhere else?
okay, LinkedIn hashtags. See, LinkedIn does not identify more than 5 or 6 keywords for a hashtag purpose. So people generally tend to ask, or they have a perception that putting lots of hashtags with my thing, it will help me to getting push that thing. But it generally does not help. Keep the basic word basic, because LinkedIn algorithm calculates the content and the keyword hashtag which you're actually using. That should relate to it. And that relation is all about LinkedIn algorithm, how it works. So we suggest people to not use more than 5 keywords, but that 5 keywords has to be in accordance with your content. That's it. It's also okay that not to use hashtag is completely up to you. Some people use it, some people don't use it. I use 3 to 5 or 3 to 4, not beyond that. It's all up to you how you want to make look good, or you want to appear on the search. But I want to appear, or my content should appear. For example, if I
All right.
say this about dream job, post.
You forgot the hashtag. You have to use hashtag dream job in the search.
Yeah, this will know. So if my post is not visible, then somebody else is actually using it much more better. So if my content is much more viewable and much more shared, it will generally appear here.
All right. Thank you.
That is how it will help you for that. Okay. And then I'm so sorry where I just got lost there. So that's how it is. And somebody has can you help me with how to job postings? Job posting, I think if you have a premium account, you can post it. But if you have a free account, you can just post one. That's it. So there is no harm. You want to take it over? Who asked me that? Shreya
I
Jain.
don't know how to, so the post, like the general articles or the general posts that we write, not the articles, sorry, the posts only, how to make the content for those posts if the context is job postings. So that, it's better, it's more reachable to people.
See, it all depends on your connections, how much more connections you have. So if you're talking about just purely based on a content, then it all depends upon how many connections you have and how the good the content is actually drafted. That's how you can do that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So do we have any other questions? So please let me know if we can just close it up. I just have one more thing to say. There's something called outbound approach. This generally helps in the lead generation part. I generally use three factors there: personalization. Then there's something called money and multi-touch point. So what happens? The personalization, people. I'm just talking about the invite when you send it, and what people make a mistake the moment they're connected, they send their business page immediately. We are this, we are this, we are digital marketing agency, we just are going to be interested. That should not happen. That should not happen. That looks very odd because if I see you over a conference, can I say that? Okay, I got introduced to you. For example, I got introduced to, let me say, Shreya Jain, right? So he's a digital marketer. So next time, 5 minutes, I cannot say that. No? I provide consulting services. When the people take my services, that looks odd to her. As well, the same concept goes with LinkedIn. What people do, they connect. They say that I saw your content over this and I would like to connect. Okay, fine, you're most welcome. The moment I get connected, they send a business proposal saying that we are agency, we are this, we would like to provide this. I'm so sorry, I immediately block the person. Let's not do that. That's very simple. First of all, when you send an invite, add a note, a very good subtle note that actually convince the person, okay, I will get that. Second thing, if you really want to follow up, do not send a direct pitch. First, engage with your content. Very importantly, very, very important. If you are regularly, if you have in mind, I need to get the business from this person, engage with the content regularly on a daily basis. Have a deep through analysis when they are posting. Sometimes engage, comment, sometimes like, sometimes share, engage, comment, like, share, engage, comment, like, share. And then you send a small message that I've been following you to lots of content. This works very well. And we might add value to your content. Or let's talk if you're interested. That's the first hurdle you cross. And if it becomes positive, it's good. There is no. Again, next, if it is not turning up, then there you found them again. If you met them somewhere, we saw them again, just send a small thing that this is what a content I like it. Do you really want to get connect? We can give you this kind of services there. Make a second attempt. Make a third attempt by sending or tagging them into a particular post. This will make them feel valuable, that make them feel important, that this guy is actually interested. Now let's see, because he has approached me directly and also through my lots of indirect content variables. Let's talk at least. If after the third attempt it does not consider, I recommend to stop them. That's it. That's how we generally say that. So time for outbound approach is all about that. Let's not send direct business pitches. It is hurtful for your own self and your own business. And please be very, very careful about the messages when you're sending an invite. That's it. Anything else, please let me know. I think we are running out of time.
Yeah. Thank you, Jyoti. I think I personally feel that the session was quite informative. I myself learned a lot of new things. And I'm very thankful to all the participants for being here. And also to those participants who have donated for our cause for the upliftment of underprivileged by providing them education. Thank you very much for that. And RV Learning Foundation's Women Entrepreneurship Wing helps and supports women professionals, aspiring entrepreneurs, and budding entrepreneurs by giving them relevant information, whether it is about how to set up your business, how to raise funds, how to write your business plan, how to manage your finances, digital marketing, human resource operations. So we help by way of disseminating information and also by holding workshops like these and also through one-on-one consulting. We also have a Facebook page whose link has been sent to you. And if you wish, you can join our community, and we keep on having regular sessions on a frequent basis. Now, in the end, I'm very thankful to Sonia Bakshi for sparing her valuable time and sharing her experiences with this group. And I hope that this would be very inspiring for everyone. And special thanks to Jyoti Swarup Mohanty. Jyoti, I must say that your session was really gripping and it was really great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Jyoti. Bye, Rohini.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.